Hi, I'm Mackenzie Moen from the Race and Ethnic Diversity class, and I'm going to talk about Chapter 14, Critical Thinking Questions. The first one is, most minority groups regard acceptance as a positive outcome. Why do some Jewish Americans seem threatened by being accepted in contemporary Gentile society? And I said because when they're being accepted, often we're being like accepting them as being more white, so they're like assimilated. And Judaization is when they're like pretty much less Jew. I can read the complete definition is the lessening importance of Judaism as a religion as a substitution of cultural traditions as ties that bind the Jews. Because Jews generally like don't spread, like they always, most always try and marry another 100% Jew. So they're trying to like keep their identity just like the Zulu tribe did in Africa. And when um when like someone doesn't marry another Jew, then they get assimilated to a different group. Or like, mainly like white people. When you marry a white person, then you're getting more assimilated to be white because you're looking less Jew and acting less Jew and maybe not being as religious or not being like the complete religion that Jews try to follow, Jewish people follow. And that is a form of being accepted, because when you're not as much like the indigenous group, then you're being more white, and that's more acceptable. Number 2 is using the Jewish experience as a basis for comparison. How has fusion functioned or not functioned for any other subordinate group when compared to Jews in the United States? This is kind of what I just said, but most other groups haven't, like, were not fused. Most people did not stay with like their main native group. So we fused politically and economically. Like Germans fused politically and economically with Norwegians or Polish people when they came over. So like all of Western society is kind of like fused in how like our economy and politics work. But Jewish people didn't fuse as much, but like still, if you live in the United States, then you kind of have to fuse because you're forced to live under that economic and political policy. And in chapter 5, we presented Marcus Hansen's principle of third generation interest and how does that apply and not apply to the generational differences displayed in the denomination figure. And I'm going to read the actual quote that Marcus Hansen said, and he said, "What the son wishes to forget, the grandson wishes to remember." It's kind of like inherited depression or like inherited alcoholics, but like it's not necessarily in your genetics, but it's actually passed down. Like the detriment of like the psychological problems follow through in like the mind of the person, like the whole self of the person. There's actually like scientific evidence that is real, and there's a better word to describe it as well. But in the figure, you can see that in the third generation, more people are going to Orthodox. Like there's like 400 people about, but in the first generation, the second generation, and the fourth generation, there's like 100 less. There's 100 less in the present generation and the second generation, or more. And then the fourth generation, it doubled from 436 people in Orthodox to 911. So, and like one blue male and one red female, also relating gender discrimination in this entire race, ethnic, and diversity book, shows that that equals 20 people. So, and how different and similar have the experiences of women in organized religion been compared to those of women in Jewish faith? This one I've been struggling with, but in organized religion, for people that are not Jewish, they sometimes still have been like forced to marry or wanted to marry others of that religion, and Jewish women also do that, but Jewish women, I don't know, I think that they're more forced to marry, but this question has been difficult for me to answer, but I think I've sort of gotten the root system of it.